Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Students and parents opposed to a school district mask mandate in Fort Scott spent part of yesterday morning making their voices heard at the USD 234 Board of Education office. The school board in Fort Scott decided students and staff must wear face masks while in school buildings and in school vehicles. One parent at yesterday's protest says his opposition to mandatory masks in school does not mean he's taking the pandemic and its health risk lightly. After 35 years working for the city of Joplin, Assistant City Manager Dan Pekarik is retiring. Pekarik served as the city's public health director for 23 years, was the interim city manager, and was named Assistant City Manager last June. Current City Manager Nick Edwards said, quote, "We thank Dan for his many years of service here at the city and his commitment to our organization and community." Pekarik's retirement is effective October 4th. Wrecks on Interstate 44 near Joplin forced police to shut down a westbound portion of the interstate. Police say there were 3 crashes near the Joplin Main Street exit as a storm moved through that area. One wreck involved a semi-truck, an SUV, and 2 other vehicles. Police shut down a portion of the interstate from the Main Street exit to the Range Line exit. At last report, there were no fatalities from these wrecks. And a legal ruling bans a Southeast Kansas man and his contracting company from doing business in the state and orders him to pay a penalty and restitution. The Attorney General had filed a lawsuit against Don Diebold of Iola, doing business as Diebold LLC. AG accused Diebold of violating the Kansas Consumer Protection Act, failing to provide goods to consumers after being paid, and making transactions that were excessively one-sided in his favor. When Diebold failed to respond, an Allen County District Court judge ordered him to pay 2 consumers a total of more than $18,000 in restitution and to pay $40,000 in civil penalties. In addition to the cost of the Attorney General's investigation, Diebold tells us he believes he is not banned from doing business in the state. That's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
Storms, it's moving quickly on the eastern edge of southwest Missouri, and also too, not seeing the torrential downpour that we had at one point in time when it was lingering over I-49. Now, after the T-storms are gone, then it's going to get hot. It's going to get hot and it's going to get muggy. Make it up to around 90 today, and we do have heat advisories for not only the western portion of southeast Kansas, but also too throughout northeast Oklahoma. Feel about like 95, 96 this afternoon. Overnight, we're going to have another band of thunderstorms that are going to approach the 4 states from the west. Now, this will be pretty early in the morning. We should be able to kick these out by mid-morning. So, if you've got afternoon plans or whatnot, don't worry about those. Just find a way to try to stay cool, because the latter third of August is going to be a scorcher. A whole bunch of mid-90s there all through next week. And of course, you can always find the latest on the Skywatch weather app.